Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, it is about 5:45 on Wednesday evening, and I'm sitting outside in my sweat shorts and my t-shirt and my Birkenstock sandals, my crazy red and black ones. And it is about, well, now it's about 65 degrees, but it's been so nice today. It was like 70 and sunny all day today. And as you can see, I got my hair cut and took an Uber up there and took an Uber back. Both of my Uber drivers were so nice. The guy that drove me up there, he had moved here from California and did like consulting work with like influencers. It was so bizarre. And so we were talking about like, he knew like so much about YouTube. And then, the guy that drove me back was so nice too, and had recently gotten out of the military, and so we were talking about like where he goes out and stuff like that. He had just started driving like Uber, and so we were talking about like where he goes out, and he goes to all these salsa nights, and so anyway, I was telling him about like Alex and I going to salsa nights back in the day, and he was like, "Oh, you should come. It would be so much fun. Bring your husband." He was so nice. And he was telling me about how he had proposed to his wife with this mariachi band. And so anyway, it's been a good day. It's been a very good day. And other than I am extremely tired because, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened, which I'm sure you guys already know. My neighbor, I think, is across the street working on his grill because they were making lamb chops tonight. We were talking, he goes, the answer is lamb chops to your question. I didn't even ask him. I go, "Oh, you're having lamb chops?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "With what?" And he said, "Vegetables." I said, "I thought you were going to say stuffing." He goes, "Oh, stuffing goes with anything good." I said, "I love stuffing." But anyway, last night, I got home from my meeting. I had a great meeting last night. Went with Tanya, obviously. And our meeting was like dead last night. There was nobody there. I think there were like 8 people. And so we usually split up into 4 groups, 3 or 4 groups. And then there was a beginners group. Last night, we only split up into 2 groups. And there was no beginners group. That's how small it was. There were probably only maybe 12 people and 14 people in the whole meeting. It was really small. It was such a great meeting though. We talked about doing inventory, talked about the 4-step, and it was really good. And then one of our friends celebrated 19 years sober last night, one of our good friends. And so that was really fun, and it was nice to see him. And so we talked to him and some other people afterwards, and then yeah, and then Tanya took me home, and then when I got home, I was so tired, you guys. I watched the episode of Bring Back My Girls by T.S. Madison that's on WOW Presents, which is like the panel that they do at DragCon, and it was seasons 1 and 2 of UK Drag Race. So I watched that. It was only like 27 minutes long, and so yeah, I watched that, and then Alex was like in bed, and he was like, "I'm so tired." He was like, "I could go to bed right now." And at this point, it was like, I looked at the clock and I said, it was like only like 10:30 or something. And I said, "Babe, just go to bed. You always say that." I said, "And then you stay up and look on TikToks and Instagram for hours." I said, "Just go to bed." He goes, "Yeah, I probably should." And then he was like, "I think I'm going to watch an episode of The Midnight Club," because he's watching The Midnight Club. He ended up watching 2 episodes of The Midnight Club while I laid down. And then when I woke up, he was like still on TikTok. And I said, "I'm just going to sleep for another hour." And and then I woke up and he was still on TikTok. I said, "You are going to be so tired tomorrow." He was like, I know, but I'm just like looking at this stuff." So anyway, so I got up, and I wanted to watch Manifest. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to watch that I watched. Was there something else that I got caught up on? I still haven't caught up on La Brea. Oh, you know what? This was so weird. The other night, I went to go watch La Brea, and I went to go watch the newest episode. And the newest episode, well, not the newest one, but like the newest one that I had. The newest one that I had, like it said the new title, but the actual video of it was from the week before. And so it was like 2 weeks in a row, it had the same video footage from it. So it was like something messed up with that. So I don't know. I haven't checked since then to see if they fixed it or not. But I haven't got to catch up on La Brea, so I'm going to do that. And then I also have, I think Alaska Daily comes out tomorrow, so I'll watch that tomorrow. It comes out tonight. Either comes out tonight or tomorrow, so I'll watch that. And then tonight we have Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and then the next 2 episodes of American Horror Story. But I just texted Alex, and because he is going to be leaving work about 6, and I said, did you eat anything for lunch today? And he was like, no. And he was like, do you want to go out to dinner with Melissa and Jason? Because he was talking to Jason on the phone. And I said, yeah, sure. I said, I need to vlog. I'm getting ready to go vlog right now. And he said, how about 7:30? And I said, yeah, that's fine. So I think we're going to go to dinner tonight at the Cheesecake Factory, which I'm really excited about because I want the nachos that we had the last time we were there. And the last time that I went to Cheesecake Factory, so many people told me to try this appetizer. I can't remember what it was. It's like egg rolls or something. They're vegetarian. I can't remember what they are, but I'll know what they are. They're not like egg rolls. They're like something that, they're like egg roll tacos or something. They're like something that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? But I know when I look at the appetizers on the menu, like I'll know it when I see it, if that makes sense. So, and then I may bring a piece of cheesecake home with me. I may bring a piece of cheesecake home with me to eat while we're watching the TV show. Although my fear is that we'll get home and I'll be so tired. Oh, so this is what happened. So, oh, I know what I watched. I watched the second episode of Shane Dawson's series last night. So I watched that because I wanted to make my video, which is uploading right now, on reviewing that. And then I watched 3 episodes of Manifest last night. I know people are saying that, like, the second season they couldn't get through and it was so corny and it was so dumb and bad. I actually really liked the second season. I almost kind of like the second season more than the first. And I will admit that it kind of gets into some kind of like corny kind of speculation about... It gets into like, they're trying to... Anyway, I don't want to ruin it, but it gets into some like weird theories and things like that. But I like it. I do. I mean, the whole show itself, like, is about this plane that disappeared for 5 years and nobody knows where it went. Did it go into a wormhole? Was it extraterrestrials? Was it a scientific project? Has it happened before? Like, all these things. So it's like, you already know going into the show that it's like that. It's very like Lost, kind of. It's like a B-rated version of Lost, though it's not as good as Lost, I would say. But, you know, Lost had so many kind of, like, quirky, weird things that you never even found out. Like there were, like, do you remember, like, there were animals and stuff on the island, and then you never found out, like, why that happened. There were so many things in the show Lost that there was, like, no conclusion to, that you never found anything out about, right? So, I hope that that's not the case with Manifest, but I like it, and... So, I think I'm on the 9th episode, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I think I have like 5 more episodes of this season to watch. So, I stayed up super late and I watched those 3 episodes. Well, I was sitting out here and it actually wasn't too cold. And I was like, if I go in and I go into bed, this is why I watched the last episode. I was like, because it was at like 4 o'clock that I started it. I was like, if I go inside and I go to bed, I'm just going to toss and turn. So I might as well just stay out here and watch this episode. And I did. And then I went to bed and I tossed and turned and I tossed and turned and I tossed and turned. And then Alex got up. I finally fell asleep. I mean, I tossed and turned forever, you guys. I finally fell asleep. I don't know, it was like 7 or something. I looked at the clock, it was like right at 7. And then Alex got up and he was getting ready and he left at like 8, I think, 8:30. And so I laid there with Boo for a little bit and I really couldn't fall back asleep. And so, like, I got up and did some stuff, and then but my plan was to go back to bed, and I ended up making this TikTok. This car is stopping right in front of my house. I was talking to my neighbor across the street because he's barbecuing. Grilling out. And so I made this TikTok, and then I was like, come on, Boo, let's go back to bed. And so I tried to go back to bed for an hour, but my fear was, at that point, I was so tired, and I had had like an hour or two here of sleep, an hour there of sleep, that if I fell asleep, I would like sleep straight through, like getting an Uber to go to my hair appointment. So finally, at 11, my alarm went off, and I got up, and I just like did some stuff, and more stuff around the house, and then I like got ready to go to my hair appointment. I took an Uber there and an Uber back. And that was my day. And then I came home and filmed my drama video, filmed a Peterisms video, and now I'm filming this vlog. And then we're going out to dinner with Melissa and Jason, and I'm real excited about it. And then tomorrow, I don't know if we'll watch the shows tonight when we come home. It kind of depends on how tired we are. We might, or we might save them for tomorrow night or Friday night or something like that. We'll see. Tomorrow, Carolina's picking me up. And I think we decided on like 1 o'clock she's coming to get me. And we're going to go to brunch. We're trying out this new place that she found. And then, we're going to run some errands. I have a few errands that I need to run tomorrow. I need like an entire day. Like, one of the things that I need to do is, I have like three watches that have like ran out of batteries. Like that wood watch, I don't know if you guys remember it, but I used to wear that wood watch a lot. Like, the battery is dead in that. I need a new battery for that. My black watch, my battery is dead for that and that. And then I have another watch, the battery is dead. So I need like 3 watch batteries. And there was this like kiosk in the mall that you can like take them to, and they'll just like change them for you right then. They just like charge you for like the price of the battery, and it's like real quick. It takes like 20 or 30 minutes. But then we have to go in the mall, and we have to like walk around the mall and stuff like that. And Caroline would do it, but I just don't want to make her have to do that tomorrow. I'm gonna go to the post office tomorrow, crumble cookies tomorrow, so I'll do the crumble cookie review tomorrow. Oh, this is probably what will happen is I'll probably come home from cheesecake and I'll be so tired, I'll be like, I have to lay down. And Alex will watch, like, I think he's almost done. He might be done with the Midnight Club. He may have finished it last night. He said it's real sad. And I said, what's sad about it? I thought it was like by the people like that did like the Haunting of Hill House or whatever. And he said, well, it's about these kids that are like in this unit, this hospital unit, for like being terminally ill. I said, oh, I didn't know that. He said, it's good. He goes, it's just real sad. It's real depressing. And I said, oh, okay. But he's liked it. He said it, you know, he's like watching it, and he said it was good. So I'll probably watch that. Right now I'm so ate up with Manifest, and I really want to get back to Fear the Walking Dead. But at this point, I feel like because Manifest, the 4th season just came out, I really want to finish watching that before I get back to Fear the Walking Dead. And then I was like thinking to myself, well, I don't really want to rush through either of these shows because when they're done, and then there won't be, you know, well, Fear the Walking Dead I think is coming out with another season. I opened this Diet Coke when I left for my hair appointment. My hair appointment was at 1:15. I left here at like I called my Uber at like 12:32 or something like that. And I opened this. I asked him when I got in the car, I said, do you mind if I drink this in here? And he was like, no. So I opened it as soon as I got in the Uber. So I've been drinking this for like 5 hours. It's a little it's cold from sitting out here, but it's like, you know, it's like not good anymore. It's good enough for me though. I think I'm gonna have to throw my mums away this week. I think it's time to throw my mums and my fern away. And my pumpkins. My neighbor's pumpkin was eaten. Like, I mean, it is like the core and everything is eaten, and they think it was like by a squirrel. They were out there with their grandkids, and like the entire thing is like rotted out from like the inside out. And I go, what happened to your pumpkin? And she was like, I think a squirrel got it. And what's so funny is I have these friends, old roommates of my ex, and that still live in Seymour, Indiana, and they were putting up pictures of their pumpkin on their front porch, and they must have put a camera or something out there, because they got like up close and personal pictures with like the squirrel like being inside the pumpkin, like eating the pumpkin and stuff like that. I didn't know that like squirrels like pumpkin. I mean, I don't know, I guess that isn't like why it should be a huge surprise or anything, but like, I wanted to film a Peter Does Stuff video today, but I didn't get that done. Oh my gosh. I told my neighbor across the street today, I said, I'm still reading A Literal Mess, because she was the one that recommended that cozy mystery to me. And she goes, you're still reading it? I said, yeah. I said, I think I'm on page like 20 or 30 or something. I don't know. I'm not very far into it. She goes, well, you must not like it very well. And I said, no. I said, I like it. I said, I'm really struggling reading. She said, you'll figure it out. You'll get it back. She's like, I've gone through those periods of time too. Oh my God, we were talking today. And she and I used to go to the same hair salon. It's not so funny. Okay, so I came home, I got out of the Uber, she was in her yard working on her plants, and she goes, so he left me off, and he let me out in the street, and so she was like, where did you go? And I said, I just got, that was my Uber, and I said, I just got done getting my hair cut. And she goes, oh, I got my hair cut today too. And I said, you did? And her hair was all cut and colored, it looked real nice. And I said, where do you get your hair cut? And they used to live in this old part of Indianapolis called Irvington. It's like a historical part of Indianapolis. And I said, do you still get your hair cut in Irvington? And she said, I never did get my hair cut in Irvington. And I said, you didn't? She said, no. And I said, well, who cuts your hair? Where do you get your hair cut? And she said, I go to like a solo salon. Now, I don't know if you guys know. I don't think they're just in Indiana. But Sola salons are like, this concept is everywhere, I know now, but like in Indiana, one of the names is Sola. Like there's a lot of different names for them, but it's where like you can have your own like room as a stylist, and then you just pay per month. You know what I'm saying? So you don't necessarily work in a salon or pay booth rent or anything like that. You just pay like rent for the month. So like rent a space that has like, it's all like outfitted for a salon. So there's like, you know, a sink in there, like, you know, to wash hair and stuff like that. So anyway, Alex actually knew this girl. This was like 10 years ago, like right when they first came out. And her fiance, he like flew to Los Angeles. I remember we were at dinner one time, and like they showed like Alex, we didn't know this couple real well, but like she was like showing us her engagement ring, and like he had flown to LA to like have this engagement ring made, and by this special jeweler that does like celebrities and whatever. This engagement ring was unbelievable. But anyway, he had been like, and he was young too, he was like 30 at the time. He was like one of the original developers of the Sola salons in Indianapolis. Like he owned like 10 spaces, because like each of them have probably like 20 units in them, so that's like 20 stylists that work in there and pay rent and whatever. So anyway, So she was telling me that her stylist works at a solo salon. And I said, she goes, but I've been going to her for like 40 years. And I said, oh. She goes, and I said something, I don't know how we talked about it. I said I don't know how it came up, but I said something like, where did she work before? Where did she go before? And she said the name of the salon. She was like, I used to go see her right up the street at such and such salon. And I go, and this salon that she was talking about, there weren't a lot of people. Oh, no. She said she used to work at this salon right up the street, and she said the name of it, and I'd never heard of it before. And then she said the other name of this salon right up the street, and not a lot of people, like, it's been closed down probably now for like 10 years. And, but like back in the day, I mean, it was kind of like a trendy salon, but even back then, not tons of people went to it or knew about it. And I said, oh my God, get out of here. And she goes, what? And I said, I used to go to that salon. And she was like, no way. And it's like, I mean, it's a really unique name of a salon. And I said, yeah, I did. And she was like, who did you go to there? And I told her who I went to. She goes, oh my God, are you kidding me? And I said, no, I went to him for years. And I said, and then he ended up buying his own salon. And I said, but I think that he may have like closed it down or something, because I think he might be in a solo salon now. And she goes, I think he is. And she was telling me some stuff. Anyway, she was like, how did you ever like end up going there? Like when I would have been going there. And what was so funny was like the woman that she goes to, I was like, oh my God, I totally remember her. And I like described her physically. And she's like, oh yeah. She's like, and she was like, she comes to my house sometimes and does my hair. So I told her, I said, what was so funny was when I was like, when I had lost a lot of weight, like 9th to 10th or 10th to 11th grade, I can't remember what year it was, but it was when I lost a lot of weight. And prior to that, I had always been like going to a barber. Is this my husband? It sure is. And I'm gonna have to get off here in just a second because Boo Radley needs to be fed, so I'm gonna ask him if he'll feed Boo Radley real quick while I finish vlogging. But prior to that, I've been going to a barber like my whole life, getting my hair cut, right, and stuff. And so my stepmom was like, well, do you want to go to my salon? Let me go in here really quick and just talk to Alex for a couple minutes, and then I will be right back. Okay, I ran in there just for a minute, and I was like, hey babe, I said, I'm gonna finish vlogging, do you mind feeding him? He was like, no, not at all. So anyway, so I needed a glow up is basically what it is. No, I needed, like I wanted to feel more confident about, I think my dad and my stepmom both knew it. Like, I mean, I never had a bad haircut or anything like that, you know, and I'd color my hair different colors and things like that and whatever. But like, my stepmom was like, do you want to start going to where I go? She was, I think she said to her stylist or something like that at first. She was like, do you want to go to where I go to get your hair done? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like I wanted to go to a stylist. Because I can remember like with like really cool people that I knew back in high school, like they all went to a stylist and got their hair, you know, like they'd get like a streak in their hair of color or whatever. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get this. And I can't remember what happened. So the two guys that owned the salon, I was actually talking to her about this today, because one of them, she was, I said something about, I said, well, what happened? I know the one guy was who my stepmom went to, and he was short, and she said that he's like completely out of doing hair now. He's like a counselor or something now like that. And the other one, I said, well, what happened to his partner? And she said he passed away of, his business partner passed away of AIDS. I was like, I did not know that. That is so sad. She was like, yeah, like a long time ago. And that was like, apparently maybe like when they, partly when they closed the business down. I didn't know that. But anyway, I have like really fond memories of the salon because I can remember going there when I was in like high school. And so for some reason, I didn't end up going to my stepmom's stylist. I think he couldn't get me in like the day that I was going or something. And so I ended up going to this other guy who was younger and hipper and cooler anyway, so it was a little bit better. And he would always do like really fun stuff with my hair, and he was like really down for doing anything with my hair. And I remember that we would like, so I started coloring my hair like when I was in, I did all kinds of stuff to my hair, but when I had color in my hair, we would go outside like and smoke cigarettes. I mean, I was in high school. So anyway, when I turned 18, this is kind of an interesting story because he kind of fits into it. When I was 18 and after I graduated from high school and I got a fake ID and I was going out to the bars and stuff like that, I would see him and these other guys out at the gay bars. And they were real friendly and nice to me. I mean, they were just, you know, like, hey, Peter, how are you? And whatever. They knew I wasn't 21. And one of the reasons why I came out to my dad and my stepmom when I did, the main reason was because kind of directly related to him. I wasn't really worried that he would like be like, oh, I saw Peter at the gay bars, but I kind of was. And so I was like, I don't really care if my parents like know it or hear about it, as long as they hear about it from me first. Like, I wanted them to hear it from me first. So that was kind of my attitude and why I came out to them. But yeah, and then I continued to go to him, God, for a long time after that. A long time after that. But it must have been, I must have gone to him. I started going to somebody else shortly before I got sober. Because I can remember my first hair appointment, I think she's passed away too, this hairstylist I used to go to, was a friend of my friends that lived downtown. And she had this really cute salon, and it was like 4 stations, and it was this real small room, and it was like wood floors, wood walls, and it was an Aveda concept salon. And then when you walked in there, it smelled like Shampure, like she had the candles lit and everything. The Aveda Shampure candles, and it was really low lit. And I remember that, like, my day of getting out of treatment, I went to her and she cut my hair. And so she did my hair for a while, and then she stopped doing hair, and I started going to this guy that I went to high school with, and he was actually a year behind me, this straight guy whose mom owned a salon, and then he took it over, and all of my girlfriends in high school had a crush on him. He was real different and edgy, and I think he still does hair, actually, and he's still real good looking, and but he did my hair for like a really long time. And he was in a Aveda concept salon too. I used to use that stick that looked like deodorant, and it was like greasy, and my hair, like, this is how your hair changes over time. Like, when I would get out of the shower, no product in it whatsoever, no blow dryer, towel dried my hair, and my hair, like, it was cut like a faux hawk. It would sit straight up like a faux hawk. Like, I mean, you can see I still have like a lot of body to my hair, but like, there's a lot of product in my hair today. I use this like shaking powder stuff in my hair. But anyway, I love my hairstylist now. She's so cool. We were laughing so hard today. But my hair back in the day, I used to have the best hair. I mean, it would literally just like, I get out of the shower, I could do anything with it. And I had like, you know, like a faux hawk and everything. It was so cool. Yep. But when I was like 22 or 23, my hair started, it was actually when I was going to that guy that I had gone to high school with. So that means, well, it wouldn't have been when I was 22, it would have been when I was 23, which means I only went to the woman before him. She must have closed her salon down real quick after I started going to her. She must have closed her salon down like 6 or 8 months after I started going to her, because I started going to him. And I went to him for probably my first 5 years sober. And I can remember saying to him, like, he said to me, he goes, "You're starting to get some white in here." And I said, "What?" And he was like, "You're starting to get gray and white." And my mom had always told stories about how my grandma, when like my mom's dad died, like, she went white overnight. It was like this, I don't know if it was true or not, but supposedly my grandma's hair turned white, like literally over. She woke up and her hair was all white. And so my mom would say, oh, you're going to turn white, just like grandma. I did, you guys. I mean, I turned white really, really young. Probably 23. I think probably by 25, I was probably completely like all gray. But I was coloring it. And so I was paying for services to get my hair colored like every 3 to 4 weeks. And I was having regrowth. It was expensive. And, yeah, so I did that. Got my hair colored every 3.5, 4 weeks. And I remember he said to me, he goes, well, at that time, one of the reasons why he also suggested that I color my hair wasn't just to cover up the gray and the white, but also because it would like make it shinier and it would like brighten the color of my hair, because my hair was like brown. And he was like, it'll brighten the brown, the brown part of it. And I was all about that. So I had a beautiful like color of hair. And yeah, and that's how I started coloring my hair. And then I colored my hair until Alex and I got married. And then that's when I grew out my beard. And then when we came back here, I still colored my hair. But it was like 1 or 2 times. And my beard was like salt and pepper. And my hair was like brown. And it just looked so bad. And I was at my dad's house. And I asked my dad what he thought. And he was just like, just let it go, Pete. He was like, who are you trying to keep it up for, you know? And I was like, I did. One of the greatest things about it, I will say, is like, well, I do use... I do use... well, the only one that I use anymore, I used to try different brands, and I would use like the Blue Malva shampoo and conditioner, shampoo and conditioner from Aveda. The blue ones, the blue shampoos that are supposed to like dull whiteness and take out the, you know, all that kind of stuff, take out the brassiness of it. The only one I have found that truly works is the Oribe, which is like $45 a bottle for the shampoo, $45 a bottle for the conditioner. It lasts a really long time though, because you don't have to use it that often. Like max twice a week. But the other thing that I love when my hair was like out and it was white, was that I could use any shampoo and conditioner. I could go in the sun. Going in the sun and going in chlorine, going in the ocean, just makes my hair whiter, which I love. If you look at pictures like on my Instagram from when we've been like in Florida or Mexico, like on the beach, like my hair is like sterling white. And so like being on the beach, being in the sun, being in chlorine, it just makes my hair whiter. Like back in the day, like I was so, like I'd still get in the pool and swim and stuff like that. It's not like I wore a swim cap, but I would be so like super hyper conscious about like my color, like of my, you know, hair. Like if I had just gotten my hair colored, I didn't want to go in a pool because chlorine strips hair color. And I'm so grateful I don't have to worry about that today. I mean, listen, I have friends of mine that have absolutely gorgeous, you know, color. It's like funny because like Tanya, she gets highlights and stuff like that. But like her like hair color never really gets, and she's out in the sun a lot and she swims a lot and all kinds of stuff, and her hair color never seems to like be stripped that bad. It was so good seeing her last night. I missed her. How did I get on the story of my hair? What a boring story that all was. What a boring story. What is he doing in there? What a boring story. So tonight at dinner I'm going in with a plan. I'm having the nachos. That's my plan. But I want to get him as a meal. But I know if I get him as a meal, then this one over here will pick at him. But I might get him as an appetizer, and then I might get an Impossible Burger. Or I might get him as an appetizer and share him with the table, and then I might get pasta, because pasta sounds real good tonight too. The 4-cheese pasta, oh my god, I love that so much. They have a new pasta that I was going to try there the last time. It's like this vodka, penne, El Vodka or whatever. And the guy was like, oh no, I love the 4 cheese pasta. So I got the 4 cheese pasta, which was really good. But in retrospect, I wish I had gotten the other one because I wanted to try something new. So I don't know. I don't know, but I'm hungry, hungry hippos. Okay, you guys, listen, I'm going to get off here now. And I have no idea how long this vlog is, but I know it's not super long. But I'm going to get off here now so that I can be ready in time for us to go to dinner. I'm probably going to be ready kind of early anyway, so that the vlog is rendering and ready to upload early. So anyway, thank you for hanging out on the front porch with me tonight, and I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing, what is tonight? Wednesday? I hope that you're having a magically amazing Wednesday, and if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. There goes the UPS person. You might just be changing their day and making them happier and putting a smile on their face, which is so nice. So anyway, yeah. Thanks again for hanging out, and I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.